It is our pleasure to introduce you to MinSearch 08. Our device we call the Position Finding Receiver. This device has been designed to find trapped or lost miners in underground mines. MinSearch 08 is able to detect the uses of SmartLight cap lamps even through solid rock walls in a globe-shaped radius of up to 30 meters. This instruction video has been created to assist the rescue teams in gaining the necessary knowledge to successfully search for lost or trapped personnel. The MinSearch 08 set consists of 5 components, namely the central unit, the main antenna, the spotter, the cable, and the charger. The main component of the set is the central unit. Its leather cover protects the device from possible damage within the underground environment, but the device can also be used without it. The second component of the set, namely the main antenna in this video, is called the antenna. This antenna is used to enable searching for transmitters that are built into our SmartLight cap lamps. Using this antenna, the cap lamps can be reliably detected in distances of up to 30 meters. The other antenna of the set, namely the spotter, is used for shorter distance search, exactly for distances below 2 meters. The cable is used for the purpose of connecting the central unit to the computer. It enables data transfer, for example, to download the list of the lost miners. This list can be used by the rescue team during their search. There are 2 cables in the set. The first cable is a standard USB to RS232 converter. The second cable has the RS232 connector on one end and the plug that fits the antenna socket of the central unit on the other end. Both RS232 ends of these cables must be connected to form one cable. For data transfer, connect the USB to the computer and the other end to the central unit. The charger for the central unit is housed in the same bag. It uses the same connector type as the antenna to connect with the central unit. It is not necessary to carry it underground, but it is convenient to have the complete set together. Before connecting the antenna to the central unit, it is necessary to take off the protection caps from the plug and the socket. Very important. Please remember to put the caps back on after using the antenna. While connecting either of the 2 antennas to the central unit, it is necessary to match the red dots on the plug and the socket. When the central unit and the receiver antenna are connected, the device is ready for operation. To switch on the device, shortly press the key located in the top left corner of the device. After a couple of seconds, the central unit will switch on. To switch it off, simultaneously press the escape key and arrow down key. Alternatively, the device will switch itself off after 5 minutes of no usage. Before starting the operation again, the device needs to be switched on by shortly pressing the key in the top left corner of the device. The display shows functions for the various keys. By pressing a key, the relevant function will be performed. So, on the basic screen, we have the following function keys: scan key, enter key, mode key, arrow down key, arrow up key, and escape key. On this screen, we can see the table where each row represents one of 8 channels, from 5 up to 40 in increments of 5. In the center of the screen, we can see the window displaying information that the scan was not yet performed. To perform the scan, we need to press the key labeled Scan. The scan operation takes some time. The duration of this operation depends on the settings used in the Options menu. After the scanning process has been completed, the table will be filled in with the scan results. The table's columns will now display the following information: channel number, number of detected cap lamp transmitter signals, distance in meters to the closest transmitter, and its frequency in hertz. Now we'll perform a typical scan in the presence of actual SmartLights with transmitters. On the table, we have the MinSearch 08 device and a few cap lamps, all with built-in transmitters. In this case, as we can see on the display, the transmitter of each cap lamp is on a different channel. All the transmitters have been detected approximately 2,2 meters away from the device. The four channels 5, 15, 25 and 40 are showing the detected cap lamps. These are the cap lamps with built-in transmitters that were put on the table for the purpose of this scan. Now we move one of the cap lamps closer to the device, so we need to start the scan again. The distance to the transmitter in channel 15 is now shorter and equal to 1,6 meters. Now we can see how easily we can determine the direction to the chosen transmitter. We will make 4 spatial measurements around the main unit. The first measurement on the right side of the device is equal to 1,9 meters. The second one in the front is 2,4 meters. The third one on the left is 2 meters. The fourth one in the back is 1,1 meters. We can see that the fourth measurement is the shortest, and therefore it shows the correct direction to the lamp. In the main screen, prior to performing the scan, we recommend setting the distance range for the scan you want to perform. This scan range should be chosen based on specific circumstances related to the search operation in question. To set the scan distance range, press the Escape key to switch among Start Range, End Scan Range and Channel Number. Now use the arrow down and arrow up keys to set the desired start range in meters. Once set, press the Escape key again and use the arrow up and arrow down keys to set the end scan range in meters. Now you are ready to proceed with the scan. To do that, press the scan key in the top left corner of the central unit. The scan operation takes some time. Its duration depends on the settings used in the Options menu. The table in this main screen will be filled in with the scan results. To select the chosen channel, we need to press the Escape key until the white triangle appears on the left side of the display next to the channel number. Moving between channels is done by pressing the up and down keys. To select the desired channel, we press the Enter key. Now it is possible to rate the signal emitted from the cap lamp's transmitter. It is done by pressing and holding the Scan Rate key in the top left corner of the central unit. After this operation has been completed, we get the signal rating for each of the frequencies within this channel. The result can be sorted according to the frequency, distance and rating. It is done by consecutive pressing of the sort key in the top right corner of the control unit. The signal rating is shown by the number of dots in the rating column. The more dots we can see, the better the signal we receive. Additionally, the dots are color-coded. Green dots mean a very good and stable signal, yellow, bad, and red, the worst. We can choose one of the following tracking methods: direction measuring, incremental measuring, and 2-point measuring. The subsequent measurements within these 3 methods are much quicker than the scanning method in the main screen. The selection is done by pressing the up and down keys and accepting it with the Enter key. The direction measuring method was chosen. Now we perform the measurement. To check how it works, we move the tested lamp back again. We perform the measurement and receive the 2,2 meter result as it was before. Now we move it further from the device. We measure again and receive a 3 meters result as it is in reality. And now we will show you an additional seldom used option, namely 1D measuring. It is a feature within direction measuring. Selection is done by pressing the 3D 1D key. The advantage of this solution is immediate results without the necessity of repeatable pressing of the measure key. The disadvantage is that the user has to find maximum signal strength by circular repositioning of the antenna. Now we will show the additional function of the direction measuring method, which displays historical results. As we can see, each measurement is displayed at the bottom of the right side of the screen, with the most recent measurement shown in bold font at the bottom of the column. Now we will show the next tracking method called incremental measuring. We choose incremental measuring by pressing the up or down keys and accepting it with the Enter key. We have selected the same channel number and the same transmitter. To perform this measurement, we place the antenna in position 0 centimeters. Then we press the Measure A key and execute the measurement. After execution, point A is checked on the display. And now we place the antenna at point B, that is 180 centimeters away. The distance can be set by pressing the up and down arrows. It is important that the 3 points are in line, A, B, and the transmitter. Then we press the Measure B key and execute the measurement at the second point. When we press the Enter key, the result of the measurement is presented on the display. Now you can see that the distance between point B and the transmitter is exactly 1 meter as it was measured by the device. Now we'll show you the third tracking method, called 2-point measuring. We choose the same channel number and the same transmitter. We choose the third method by pressing the down or up keys and then accepting it with the Enter key. This method will display the direction to the transmitter. In this case, it is 1,2 meters. We'll place the antenna at the two sides of the ruler, point A and point B. Point A is placed at 0 centimeters. Then we press the Measure A key and execute the measurement. Then we place the antenna at point B, that is 120 centimeters away from point A. Then we press the Measure B key and execute the measurement. When we press the Enter key, the result of the measurement is shown on the display. Now compare the results with the reality. The cap lamp is blinking in the exact same direction as it was shown on the display. Now we'll show you how to use the spotter antenna. To use the spotter antenna, we need to unplug the main antenna from the central unit and plug in the spotter antenna. When it is done, it is automatically detected by the device. When the spotter is connected and the measure key is pressed, the device displays the frequency of the strongest signal and its strength. At the bottom of the display, we can see the channel and the frequency of the closest transmitter. The display shows 2 bars. The left one is the basic one and shows the strength of the signal. Looking at the strength, we can evaluate the distance to the cap lamp. The right one is the magnifier to check the change of the signal in case of small changes. To help in evaluation of the signal change, the color is added. The green one, we are getting closer to the transmitter. The yellow one, we are getting further from it. We can see how the bar display varies when the spotter is moving closer and further from the transmitter. Now we can see how to fold the spotter. It is necessary to start from the end opposite to the cable. And now, unfolding. Now we'll show other modes of operation. To enter other modes, we press the Mode key. The standard scanning was shown in the first part of this video. Now we'll show you the frequency search. When we enter the frequency search, we can set the search frequency with the keys cursor left, cursor right, and up and down keys. With cursor left and cursor right keys, we choose the digit. With up and down, we set its value. Now we'll set the frequency value of our transmitter. The frequency we are looking for is equal to 4577 Hz. Then we accept the frequency value with the Enter key, and we can start scanning. We get the result that is equal to 3 meters in this case. The transmitters in the frequency range ±15 Hz are displayed and additionally marked with a green dot, while transmitters in the range ±50 Hz are marked with a yellow dot. It is useful when the transmitter is detuned by metal elements, temperature, or the low battery voltage. The frequencies with greater differences than 50 Hz of the selected frequency are also displayed, but not marked with any dots. We can see the lamp we are searching for. Another option is transmitter search. In this case, we use the database stored in the device memory with names assigned to the frequencies. The data can be uploaded to the device memory from the PC. There is a separate instructions video that shows how to do it. This method makes it easier to differentiate between signal disturbances and the signals from the real transmitters, because the transmitter's frequencies are stored in the memory of the central unit. In the table, we can see the names that are stored in the memory with frequencies assigned to each of them. We can choose the name by pressing the up and down keys and pressing the Enter key to accept the name marked on the left side by a triangle. When we press the Scan key, the measurement is performed. Similar to the frequency search, we get information about the neighboring transmitters and frequencies. And we return to the main screen. We press the Mode key and then choose Options. The Options menu allows us to select the averaging level, set the clock, calibrate, perform diagnostics, and monitor the power status of the central unit. We select the desired option using the up and down arrow keys and pressing the Enter key, while the option is marked with a triangle on the left side. The settings can be stored and restored from the memory. Now we'll show you how to set the averaging function in the Options menu. It is used to set the number of measurements during scanning before the result is displayed. The higher number we choose here, the better result we'll get, but the duration of the measurement will be proportionally longer. Now we'll show you how to set the clock. While in the Options menu, we choose Clock Settings. We choose digits with the cursor left and cursor right keys and set the digits with the up and down keys. Next, we'll show you how to calibrate the device so that the measurement is as accurate as possible. It is required to do the calibration after antenna replacement, if, for example, the previous one was destroyed. To do that, we need an environment with a low level of electromagnetic disturbance. The distances shown in empty channels should be higher than 15 meters. To perform this procedure, we need a measuring tape that is at least 5 meters long. To choose this option, we need to press Mode key, then execute Options, and then Calibration. When pressing the Enter key, we'll be asked to confirm the action because it may result in an unstable operation of the instrument when performed incorrectly. Now we can choose the calibration distance. We recommend using a distance from 4 meters to 6 meters. With this distance, the electromagnetic disturbance does not have much influence. For the purpose of this presentation, we have set the distance to 5 meters. It is also important to select the right channel of the lamp. we press the measure key to measure the signal value. After we measure the signal, we need to press the enter key to calibrate the device. If we press the escape key, the previous calibration setting will be maintained. Now we verify if the measurements are correct. They are correct because on channel 15 we get a distance of 4,9 meters to the cap lamp used for calibration. Now we'll show you the option called Diagnostics. It checks if the antenna is correct, and also it needs to be performed if we use a new antenna or an antenna from another device. We enter the option by pressing the mode key and choosing Options and then Diagnostics. We also get a warning here because, as it was with the calibration, this option may lead to improper operation of the device if performed incorrectly. It also needs to be performed in an environment with low electromagnetic disturbances and a cap lamp with a strong transmitter. When we enter, we see the results of previous diagnostics. They should look similar to what is shown on the display. The measured values in each of the columns X, Y, and Z should differ no more than 3 from the displayed values here on the display. When we press the FFT key, the diagnostics are performed. The resonance circuits in the antenna are adjusted to the input of the device. This function takes a few minutes. Our video is shortened. The result is displayed as an FFT diagram for each channel and settings table. These two views can be switched by pressing the up and down keys. The results can be stored by pressing the enter key or cancelled by pressing the escape key. In the power monitor option, we get information of how much power is left in the battery, what the battery voltage is, as well as its consumed and charging currents. That concludes this video. Thank you for watching.